McCormack.
Thank you, you're by all means touch each other, this is the Netherlands after all. Right, so they always say you should start your comedy set by trying to get your audience on your side. So give me a big cheer, Amsterdam! Oh, sorry, good evening, Rotterdam. There's no shame in being the ugly sister. So Rotterdam, great city. I love being in Rotterdam. Yeah, you know, Amsterdam might be world famous for all the drugs and the prostitution, but you guys supply them. Yeah, Rotterdam is a lot like the Brazilian football team. It's exciting, it's multicultural, and was famously hammered by the Germans. So yeah, I'm Mark. Well, I was thinking of changing my stage name to Jesus Christ because I died 3 nights ago and yet I've returned. Yeah, it's never fun to die on stage, but my last gig was a charity night for suicide awareness, so that was bad timing. Yeah, as Yurin said, I'm hoping someday to get a Netflix special, preferably not for being murdered. Yeah, so I've been actually quite sick, hence the water. I've had laryngitis, unspeakable pain. Yeah, so I sneezed in work the other day, and a colleague turned to me and said, "Did you know a sneeze is roughly 1/8 of an orgasm?" That's bullshit, because when I sneeze, I come at least a half of my usual level. I got fired from my last job. I was doing marketing for some firm, and our big project was the Under-18 Paralympic Games in Hong Kong. Looking back now, youth in Asia was not a good study. So how's everybody's New Year's resolutions going? Still got them? See, the trick is to start on the 1st of December, and then you get a 30-day free trial period. And if you don't like it, it's not good enough. You just quit, nobody will notice. So, did anybody do dry January? Ooh. Okay, call me AA. I did. I was still drinking, I just dry humped my girlfriend. Yeah, my aim for 2019 is to write more. So, I've got an idea for a bit of play about the invention of the tampon. It's going to be a period drama. Yeah. I'm considering going vegan this year. A lot of my friends are doing it. Scientists say that we should be cutting down our meat consumption by about 90% for climate change. The thing is, if cows are releasing so much methane, then surely the solution is to eat more of the fuckers. No? So, anyway, yeah, I'm from Ireland. I used to live in Dublin, but I left to get away from all the noise, the constant tourists, and the stag parties. So I moved to Amsterdam. Yeah, figure it out. I'm trying to learn Dutch at the moment, which is kind of difficult because when I speak Dutch, everyone just speaks English right back at me. So, turns out I'm actually just relearning English in a Dutch accent. Yeah. Now, the Dutch is so good at speaking English. I'm often confused and, I think they're actually native speakers. But there's one very clear giveaway. Have you any idea what I'm talking about? Yeah, they just didn't get it. Yeah. So life in the Netherlands is good, but there's some challenges. Like, I really crave hash browns, but all I can find is brown hash. I'm vertically challenged here, so I do come across like a leprechaun sometimes. And, case in point, when I gotta go take a piss, I gotta stand on my fucking tiptoes just to reach the urinal. And then, of course, I get like fucking piss stains on my trousers from the urinal, so, Now every time I go to the toilet, I gotta pull my trousers down and lift my shirt up. I look like a weirdo, it's not ideal, and it might explain why I'm banned from the gym. Shitting is worse. I need a fucking step ladder sometimes. And then you're up there, and then you look down, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Why is there a shelf? Do Dutch people inspect their shit every time they poop? That's disgusting. I'm sorry, the rest of the world, we've invented toilets to get rid of it. Yeah. I guess the one advantage I could see is that on a really cold morning, you could warm your ass off the steam of your own shit 3 millimeters from your asshole. You know, on the topic of big steaming piles of shit, Brexit negotiations are going great. Yeah, I know the Dutch are particularly upset about the UK leaving because once they're gone, then officially Dutch cuisine is the worst in Europe. As an Irishman, I never thought I'd hear the day we'd have English people demanding Brits out. We've been saying that for centuries. So the current situation is that they're actually arguing over the withdrawal agreement, and you know, coming from Ireland, we tend to have very large families. So trust me when I tell you, the withdrawal method doesn't work. So the history between Ireland and the UK is a lot like an abusive relationship, in that we're the ones that got away, and we're now insisting on a backstop, which is essentially a massive diplomatic condom to protect us from getting fucked by our ex. Yeah, and the Brexiteers and those assholes insist on doing it without a backstop because they just can't get their Brexit hard enough. And you know, now they're even having a campaign for a British exit from Brexit. Leave means stay. It's confusing, I know. I think what depresses me most, though, is that these clueless half-wits conquered Ireland for 800 years. You know, I'm often told by English people, if it wasn't for Britain, I'd be speaking German. Without a shred of irony that I'm an Irishman speaking English. You know, say what you will about the Germans, at least they had a plan for Europe. So anyway, speaking of Germany, I visited the Anne Frank house recently. Very somber, great tour. I thought it was a bit crass at the end when they told us to spread the word on TripAdvisor. It's supposed to be a secret. There was this one review from, I think it was Debbie269 in Wisconsin. She said, we got there kind of late, so we didn't really get to stay long enough. I'm sure Anne feels your pain. I read Anne Frank's diary when I was back in college. Hardest wank I've ever had. That shit's filthy. You know the hardest part? Staying quiet so as not to wake my German housemates. Yeah. Actually, I'm getting married this year. Yeah. I look on weddings. I got invited to one recently. A friend of mine from Yemen. I couldn't go. Heard it was a blast. Yeah. So, in the spirit of peace in Europe, I really do hope Brexit goes well for everybody. It'll be a shame to see my English friends have to go home. But on the plus side, I am available for leaving parties. All right, Rotterdam. I've been Mark McCormack. You've been a great audience. Thank you very much.